Hello and welcome to the CNBC TV 18 special. I'm Shereen Bhan and we're back again here at the Kotak Mahindra headquarters in Mumbai for our annual conversation with Uday Kotak ahead of Kotak's annual investor conference, Chasing Growth 2019. Mr. Kotak, always a pleasure. Many thanks for joining us. How concerned are you about growth today? The theme of the conference is Chasing Growth, but how concerned are you about growth today? Because again, you know, between what you hear and what the policies are being rolled out, you've seen sort of a fiscal stimulus come by way of the interim budget. There's been a 25 basis point cut. How that transmits into the system is still a question mark, and whether it meaningfully changes the needle is a question mark. But are you concerned about chasing growth today?
No, I think we need to have much greater ability and capacity to grow faster than 7%. And I've always believed that India has the fundamental capacity, and we need to create the on-the-ground capacity to be growing at somewhere between 8 and 9%. And at this stage, 7% is where we seem to be stuck at. And disproportionate load for this 7% growth has come on government spending. Time has come for kick-starting private investment. I remember on one of your shows 4 years ago, I'd said animal spirits.
Yes.
And we really need to get it back.
So what's gone wrong? You said 4 years ago on my show that there is a need to unleash the animal spirits in corporate India. How much would you attribute the fact that we haven't seen that release on account of the mistakes that corporate India has made? And how much would you say has happened because there hasn't been that policy push that was anticipated?
No, I think we also went through some very path-breaking change. And three major changes have happened in this period. One is demonetization. So there was a...
You still call demonetization a path-breaking change?
No, I'm not commenting on the positives or the negatives. I'm just making a factual statement on that. It did take energy of the system. And it took 6 months, 9 months for the system to settle down post the demonetization period. Second is GST. Which happened about 8-9 months after demonetization. Again, the system, it was path-breaking. It took time to adjust. The third path-breaking change is IBC. And IBC was a completely new law, untested, and we introduced it. I think fundamentally a good law because it shifted the balance in favor of creditors versus debtors. But as we have gone along, we have found a number of legal challenges, establishment of jurisprudence. So all that has taken a couple of years for us to really settle down to this, and I think it's still settling down. So these three changes have taken up a disproportionate part of the public space in the reform arena, and we are therefore in the fourth or the fifth year of some of these changes which have happened. And as the system gets adjusted to post-friction world of these changes, we think we will see a better outcome and hopefully ability to grow faster.
So on balance, keeping in mind all of these factors that you've pointed out, where does business confidence stand today?
I think business confidence also has to wake up to the new world reality. Indian businessmen have been tuned to a particular way of doing business. And in this 24/7 media world, and electronic world, business has to realize there's nowhere to hide. You've got to go out there and do the right things and be transparent about what you're doing, because there will be no place for you to do stuff which you could get away with in the past. And this is again a part of the frictional change which Indian business is adjusting to. And while it is adjusting to it, you're seeing some of the animal spirits get affected and not driving new investment in a hurry. And in fact, the time is perfect now because capacity utilizations have moved up. We are closer to 80% capacity utilization. I think this is the time for India and the private investment to really kickstart. And if at all, start planning now and get going.
So, as you said, that growth has largely, A, been consumption-driven, B, it's largely been on account of public spending. So as you look ahead in 2019, and we, of course, will be in the midst of an election in a few months, and we will have a new government in place in the first half of this year, what would you anticipate? Which are the sectors that you would bet on, given these various factors?
I would really like to believe that private investment is the place to be. And if we can kickstart the economy with private investment, there is no better time than now, because any investment now will take 2 to 3 years, by which capacity utilizations will be probably somewhere in the 90s, and there will be pricing power for people who put in capacity. So I think it's a great time to put in, and I would really go into building some of the core Indian manufacturing side combined with infrastructure. And infrastructure has been a bad word for 10 years.
Yeah.
One of the things which has dragged India's growth is infrastructure has been quagmired. We've seen a lot of problems in that, some of which I am seeing at closer hand.
Yes.
So this is the time for, first of all, reviving those stock infrastructure projects to capacity, and at some point of time finding a way of breaking this log jam on infrastructure.